All right, so the art installation world is doing well. Musical, Broadway are doing well, and our business is also doing well, right?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. In fact, our business is doing very well, and we will have a very strong fourth quarter.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Now, we wanted to share with you, our audience, some of our current projects. This will be a new presentation during our town halls. We will share some of the projects we're working on every quarter. Now, we don't have time to cover all of the projects, so we're just going to highlight a sample of them. There's no particular importance to these versus the others, but some of these are a bit interesting, and we wanted to make sure that we had a chance to share the projects that we're working on with our audience. So let's roll the cameras, or in our case, bring on the first of our 16 PowerPoint slides, right?
Yes.
All right. All right, now this is American Rheinmetall. It's a German company with operations here in the US. And this is the capture and proposal support we provided them on the optionally manned fighting vehicle. This was actually over several years long, the engagement, but they just recently submitted the proposal. Our team got such incredible kudos from our client. I remember both Jacque and I were at AUSA.
That's right.
And we just had a really nice chance to chat with them about that. And our team members include Al Witt, Rick Morton, Rod O'Neill, Lee Ellingson, Rob Walker, Patricia James, and Ralphine Ippoliti. Yeah, and they're located in Michigan.
That's right.
Yeah, let's go to the next slide.
Yeah, so the next slide is the Arizona State University's Hydrogen Hub project, and we just submitted the concept paper associated with that. And Heather was the one that brought that in. It's quite an interesting project, and it's getting a lot of attention throughout the U.S. It's about creating a more green environment for renewable energies like hydrogen and nuclear.
And it's part of the infrastructure bill.
It's part of the infrastructure bill. That's right. And we got to give a huge shout out to Will Bordeaux, who's been leading this from the beginning. Doreen Taylor did an incredible job. So as did Darlene Alute. Kimberly King is getting started. As Yancey is also going to be involved, and then Chris Jude did some coaching.
Fantastic.
And there's also some different projects as well as the regional clean hydrogen hubs that some of those team members are working on.
Excellent.
Yes,
it's good. It's good. It's good. And this is kind of a new type of client for us. So
it's
great.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a great project to be on.
Yep.
Let's go to the next slide. Now, this is General Atomics has been a long-term client of the firm for many years, and we've been doing work for the multiple divisions there, or operating companies of GA. And what we're highlighting now is the work that we're currently doing out of our EVMS practice, right? It's called the EMALS, which is the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, and also for the carriers, the aircraft arresting gear. So not only do they need to find new ways to launch the fighter jets off the carriers, but also a way to actually catch them when they land.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And GA won this contract many years ago.
It's
the newest technology on the carriers. And I forgot to mention, Greg Ward is our account manager, manages our client relationship at General Atomics.
Yep.
And mostly located here in Southern California. And the current team members, we've had a lot of, over 70, hundreds of folks supporting GA over the years, but the current individuals supporting this are Gary May, Connor Boyan, Shelley Hughes Anderson, Brian Anderson, Janet Laurel, and James Evans.
Interestingly enough, we started on this literally at the very beginning of this program. And at the time, Greg was actually a deployed associate working on the EV there, and we worked on the IMS for the proposal.
This is a decade-long program for them to do this, and you can see
probably 2 decades.
Yeah, you're right, and you can see kind of a little bit of the technology being used there.
Huge.
So this replaces the catapult, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the next slide.
So the next one is kind of right. It's into our commercial side of our business, Haynes Brands. And it's actually a derivative. This goes actually all the way back to Monitor, and the thread, if you pull it, is Raphael to Leo Griffin to which was VFC, and then when we did a great job for Leo there, and then when he went to Haynes, he introduced us to Haynes Brands, and we're doing an SAP implementation, helping them do the program management on an SAP implementation, and we're helping with the this is one that Scott Keeney is working, and then we've also got Laura Keeney there. We've got Shane Thompson and Jessica Carney.
All right, fantastic. Now this is that Hanes, which is the undergarment business.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So SMA has really a very broad set of capabilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
From aircraft carriers to undergarments.
You know what I like to think about that, AJ, is really anything that's a project we can help a client
exactly
with, whether it's winning it or delivering it.
Right. All right.
Or strategizing about where to be around it.
Now, does our team members have to wear Hanes when they're on the job?
That's a great question. I know they had to wear Vans when we were at VFC.
They did,
so I'm guessing that they've had to clear out their wardrobe.
Okay. Let's get to the next slide. This next slide, cool client's been around for a number of years. Really the first company to put out global mobile communications. You remember those old handsets, Iridium in the old days. So this is Heather's account. Now Iridium is based in Tempe, Arizona, and what this was basically both management consulting and capture and proposal support, as well as EVMS.
That's right.
For this very important program. It's called Proliferated Low Earth Orbit Program. And our team members included John Pryor, Paul Kodak, Greg Petrosor, Dylan Ramsbottom, Eddie Solares, Jacqueline McClay, and Ian Salt. So
actually, AJ as well, this also supported one of the SDA programs. Correct. That's currently that current project was just submitted, but some of the management consulting work was done earlier this year on a different project.
Right, but this is Proliferated LEO as kind of part of that network transportation layer.
That's right.
Yeah, part of the SDA architecture. All right, let's go to the next slide. Cool new client also. Love their logo.
Yeah, I do too. This is actually up from near your old stomping grounds, AJ, up in Dallastown, PA, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually another one of those SMA alumni stories. Mm-hmm. We had one of our PP&C folks go to Northrop. They're the prime. They brought Kratos in as a major sub on this program. Kratos had not done EVMS before, and they recommended that they reach out to us. And so we are now been supporting Kratos to implement not only the tools that in terms of planning, scheduling, and earned value tools, but also to help them with their process and system description so we can get them validated. We're using Primavera and Cobra here on this program. And we've had quite a few people there. Brian Hurd, Catherine Jeter, Krista Figlia, Bob Holland, James Evans, Mike Davis, Melissa Smith, Al Unger, Ralph Leticia, who's done a phenomenal job up there, Josh Anderson, Marvin Sori, John Duvall, and Patricia James are supported. And, you can see the thread where, we've got a number of different people doing process work, tools work. And this team's had a very heavy lift in there. I've got to give kudos to everybody who's been involved in this.
Absolutely, they've never done it before, and this is an MDAP, ACAT 1A program. If you don't know what GBSD is, ground-based strategic defense, it is the next generation of ICBMs.
That's right.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles. Yeah.
Yep.
So it is that after Minuteman 1, Minuteman 2, Minuteman 3, and Peacekeeper.
Yep.
So it's the next version of that. Northrop Grumman won the prime integrating contract on that. It's and we actually supported that competition.
We did.
From Northrop, and then it was great that our alumnus went there.
Yep.
And gave you the call when they needed help with their subcontractor.
Exactly right.
Yeah. And who's the account manager on this?
That one is Greg Ward.
Yeah. So he is our expert on all things Kratos, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, and Greg spent a fair amount of time up there too.
Yeah, I hope he's enjoyed York and Dallastown, PA. It's a bit rural. Yeah, indeed. Let's go to the next slide. This has also been a client that's been with us for many years, kind of off and on. It's been episodic with them, but we're really working on something really interesting with them right now. It's Leidos. And this is the Department of Energy. It's called the Strategic Petroleum Reserve Office. Right. So this is the nation, you probably read about in the papers in the last half year. This is the nation's reserves of oil, right? Which the country keeps as part of our critical national security asset. And whenever there's an oil shortage because of other issues, our country is able to tap into it to stabilize prices, to stabilize supply, all those sorts of things.
That's right.
Now we're at the very early phases. This is when Leidos is they've been in DOE, but this was actually a little bit new in terms of actually going after and winning this M&O contract with the SPRO. And so we're in very early phases with Rick Epstein, who's helping their capture manager going through the very early phases of going through the initial gates to get approval for them in terms of then really turning on the spigots of going on the capture and proposal phase. So Rick's been preparing white papers, doing business case analysis. He's actually involved a number of us at headquarters as well as others to pull in some expertise. And I see some photos here. This is actually based in, they have multiple sites, including one here in Elk, California.
Right, but a lot of this is taking place in the Gulf.
Right there, in the Gulf, absolutely, right? And oil, you can see the oil reserves are actually stored in those, but also in caves. They're underground storage facilities for our oil. So I don't know how many sites, maybe there's at least a half dozen sites, if not more, for this. So we're looking forward to supporting Leidos in the actual full-fledged capture and proposal once they get through the initial bid, no bid decision.
You know, this was originally, you know, when before SAIC spun Leidos out, this was part of the SAIC, and there was a program that we worked with British Petroleum and then SAIC in Houston.
Yeah. I think our BD Strong Pete captured this account.
He did. Right? He did.
But he also captured a couple of the others, but I didn't get mentioned.
Oh, sorry. You want us to go back?
No.
All right, let's go to the next slide. We won't make that mistake again, because guess what? I think this one's yours too.
Yes, this is definitely what it is. You know, this
Yes.
is the distributed aperture infrared countermeasure system.
And sorry, there's a mistake on the client name. There's Leonardo.
It's Leonardo, right?
Yeah.
And this is EVMS and scheduling support. And Pete labored pretty hard to get this one in the door, with some help from Shelley as well. And we've got Shelley there, Erica Hughes, Brian Anderson, Shane has supported this, Ronnie McLeod, Marcy Kaplan, Nona Thomas have all had.
By the way, Shane's formal name is Michael, but he goes by Shane.
Yes.
So, hey, Jacque, don't sell yourself short. You were there at the ground on this one too.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes. So these are the aircraft protection systems. You can see these on the helicopters for basically it's the countermeasure against inbound missiles, right? So
That's right.
This is kind of, they shoot off the flares, they shoot off all these other countermeasures to make sure any missiles that are being targeted and attacked against our aircraft, right, are going to go off target.
Yeah, if anybody's watched Maverick, when you see him hitting that button on the side and you see all those flares coming out the back.
That's it.
It's really basic. Throw stuff in front of the thing that's going to hit you.
Yeah, those are the really old versions of DACMs.
That's right. That's
really
right.
Old version. Yeah. Indeed, Leonardo. And Leonardo has a big operation in the U.S., but they're actually an Italian company.
Yeah, they started off as DRS, which was a U.S. company that got acquired by Leonardo, and they do a variety of different things. You know, we supported,
folks,
I think.
They've just gone public with one of these reverse things where they purchased an Israeli company called Rada. Rada is already on NASDAQ, and so they're going to assume that position on the NASDAQ.
Oh, interesting.
Cool. All right. Right. Wow. So this is our second Italian parent client, right? Fincantieri being another one. And actually, we've had a few others too. Carla Gravazia, which that's how we got to one of our favorite clients in Germany.
That's right.
Right on GPS.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. OHB system.
Yeah.
All right. And this is also BD Strong Pete's account. Leonardo. Pete, when you go to Italy, give me a call. I might join you.
I've never been to Europe, but I got to go.
You got to go. You got to go. Let's go to the next slide.
Ooh, that's my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a reason why this slide's background is black, and there's a skunk on it. This is the infamous Skunk Works, more formally known as Lockheed Martin Advanced Development Programs. And we've been supporting them for 40 years.
That's right.
Yeah, literally 40 years, actually, ever since the firm was born.
That's right.
40 years ago. And the reason why the slide is black, because 99% of the work we do there is classified.
That's right.
Black classified, not just top secret, but black classified.
And I will say this, AJ, because I'm not going to give a spoiler alert, but when you go see Maverick, look for the skunk.
The Doc Star, look for the skunk.
Look for the skunk.
Yeah, they built the model. They built the model about which is used in Maverick. I haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
But
you got to, AJ.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
You're going to kick yourself for having waited.
Yeah. Now, you know, Bob Guerin, who's been with the firm, let's just say 40 years.
Yes.
Okay. He's been our lead there. And also Robert Koenig's been working at the Skunk for a long time. He's just recently joined us, right?
Yep.
Bruce Cooperberg's been there doing wind tunnel testing for
That's right.
many years. Steve Woods, Al Witt, a lot of our folks have supported them. John Nelson, Adish, even Adish Singh supported them. Ken Lebo, Gene Satterfield's done a lot of work up there over the years. Alan Moffat, of course, right?
Yep.
And Steve Hammond and Catherine Clark.
And some of those folks are in Fort Worth. But
right.
the other thing about that is that we've also had been involved in both places equally, right? And we run a number of different programs for them. It's quite a thing.
Yeah, and it is an amazing place to go visit. And recently we had Luis Estrada on one of our town halls, right? And he's been doing orals coaching. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Yep. So all right, so let's go on to the next one.
Yeah, this is Megat, and this is an acquisition that Parker is completed. Mm-hmm. We were involved pre-acquisition as well as post-acquisition, helping with the program management on that activity. And Shane Thompson has done a yeoman's job lifting and managing through this, working very closely, shoulder to shoulder, with Barry Draskovich, who's our one of our key sponsors at Parker.
That's right. All right, let's go to the next one. Can we go to the next slide, please? All right, so this is PacSci, right? So this is PacSci. This is the Exo-Atmospheric Kill Vehicle program. It's been around for decades. Mm-hmm. SMA was at the very beginning of that program. Currently, we're doing some engineering support for PacSci. They do the energetics.
That's right.
The part that goes bang.
That's right.
And right now, Paul Scheer has been supporting them. Let's go
and
to the next slide.
Talking about Haynes, you have to wear cotton when you're there.
You're right. Let's go to the next slide. We're gonna go through some of these more quickly now since we're coming close to the end of the town hall.
Yeah. So Momentous Space, this was an acquisition. We helped them. We've been helping them with acquisition strategy. Our management consulting group has been working with them. That's John Pryor, Paul Kodik,
a whole bunch of folks.
A whole bunch. Sam Estrada, Dylan.
And we've been doing project scheduling as well as management consulting work.
That's correct.
Yeah. Let's go to USNC, Ultra Safe Nuclear Corporation. Jacque, real quick.
Yeah. So this is another one of Heather's accounts that we brought in. It's a microreactor for the Allison Air Force Base, and we're helping them with the proposal activity.
Yep. All right. Next one, please. Okay, Scott Forge.
Ooh, I love Forges.
Yes. All right, so they have the America's largest metal forge.
That's right.
Right. And we've been doing some management consulting, capture proposal support, pricing support. John Pryor, Alan Berman, Lynn Davis, Robert Scott.
And that's
Jeff
one of Greg's
Stolman.
accounts.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Sierra Space, been a client for a long time.
Yep, Dream Chaser program, and we're helping there with engineering, PM, and graphic support. And Robin Clark, Patricia James, and Marcy Kaplan have been involved.
Yeah. Great. Next slide.
Viasat.
Okay, Viasat. This is the Be Online Aside Antenna program. It's an arcane program, but very important. Basically, it provides a layer of connectivity across a lot of military assets. And a big team here as well. We're doing management consulting and proposal support. Al Witt, Steve Woods, Jacqueline McClay, Alan Berman, Paul Kodik, Dylan, Steve O'Brien, Mark Matthews, Frank Capuccio, and Matt Winner.
And you got to give a big shout out to Al Witt. He's done an incredible job there.
All right. Okay. Those were the projects we wanted to review.